Currently today, every single prison that has been built in Minecraft has been escaped. Time and time again, without fail. All of my prisons, and everyone else's. People are starting to consider whether a perfect prison is even possible. But seeing Sven, the man who started this whole trend, made the best prison yet. Gaias Vault. He calls this prison perfect, but it also got escaped. Version 1 by exploiting the lockdown systems, and version 2 by developing weapons of mass destruction like chunk band missiles and wither cannons. But I have a plan to prevent any attack possible, and I'll be using it for my new prison. This prison uses the same wall design as Tartarus, but it functions way differently. I present to you Vault 36. The reason why this prison is so much more advanced than Gaias Vault is because of the different chunk ban systems. Gaias Vault chunk ban is very sophisticated and can be toggled on or off, however it acts more like a chunk kicker than a chunk ban. The reason for this is because every single second a shulker box is dispensed. This kicks every single player in the area off the server. However, because of the hopper, repeater, and comparator, the delay between kicks is enough for a player to rejoin and progress a small amount through the chunk band area each time. My prison doesn't have this weakness. The prison is surrounded by chests that are filled with high NBT shulkers. Once there is enough data in a single chunk, the player is kicked off the server. That player is never able to rejoin. So to start, the guard must place his first keycard into the reader and select which stasis chamber he wants to activate. He is then teleported inside of the prison and can now wait for the visitor to activate the bell. He puts his second keycard into the reader, then activates all entrance controls, then turns on the main portal. Then, when the guard is given the go-ahead, he can disable the portal and remove the keycard from the system, which deactivates the main control room. The guard can then swim up the long passageways by pearl glitching from the ladders and into the locker rooms. Once he is there, he activates the portal and the visitor can walk through. The visitor flicks the lever, which uses another keycard to open the chest, stores all his gear, and then closes it, putting the keycard into his ender chest so that his keycard cannot be stolen. The guard uses a stasis chamber to go back through to the main control room and activates the main entrance portal. He can then use a composter to see what the visitor is doing. And once the visitor is inside, the guard can close off the portal, blocking him into a 1x1 hole and exposing the bed. So then once the visitor right-clicks the bed, he can block off everything and drop him into the void. The respawn point for the visitor is blocked off by a boat, and because of a glitch with hitboxes, he has moved up several blocks onto another level, meaning that sneaking in any items is 100% impossible. The guard can then open up the visitor hatch for him to move up through the bubble column, and then the guard can initiate a check to see if there is 2 players walking into the prison. If there is more than one, the gold pressure plate will detect it and the guard can kill both of them or initiate a lockdown. Now remember that during a lockdown, all these glass hallways will be blocked off by netherite and the visitor chunks will be chunk banned via shulker boxes. The guard can then move through a one-way blast door and do the second kill check. Now in this recording we had a little bit of a mishap with Creavite being a bit weird, but it's fine, because once they respawn at the foot of the bed and you can always just activate another kill check. So when the visitor respawns, the guard can give them an ender pearl so that they can throw it down into a soul sand elevator, and that will act as a stasis chamber, which will be useful later on. So the visitor then goes into an airlock and the guard unlocks the drop shaft, so that the visitor can then enter the main cell. The guard can move to the warden area and then take a look at the visitor with another composter. Now the main cell is incredibly sophisticated, using a double thick cobblestone generator, and uses another trick to stop players from placing any blocks inside of the main cell. You see, the cell and every single air block in the entire facility is filled with a less known block called Block 36, which is where the prison gets its name from. You may have heard of it from FitMC's video, where he showcased someone building an entire city out of this invisible block. You can walk through it, but it still counts as a block, so you can't place anything from it. And I have abused it to its fullest extent. And this is why the prison is better than Gaias Vault. So once the visitor is teleported out via an ender pearl stasis chamber, he can then go through the airlock once again into the prison area and get kill checked for the 3rd time to end up on the other side of the bed. The visitor can then go through the exit portal out from the visitor hallways and then back through the portal in the nether hub to enter the locker rooms. Then he can take the keycard out of his ender chest, flick the lever and unlock the chest, where he can reacquire all of his gear to then finally leave the prison. Then the guard can activate the portal in the locker room once he's given the go-ahead, and the visitor, all he needs to do is just go through the portal again from the nether hub and then right back out into the overworld. Then the guard can use the stasis chamber to get back to the main control room and activate the outer portal for the visitor to leave. Then all the guard needs to do is just activate another stasis chamber, which is situated inside the pillar, and then throw a pearl in. Then he can cross through out. People can't cross through back into this room because the floor is coated with a layer of water. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. This is probably going to be my last prison video because I really want to expand my channel to other content. So, thank you so much for watching and see ya!